with our main topic, which is Dexter is fucking back, baby.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
season 9, episode 1 just came out.
New
All three of
Blood.
us watched it. New Blood. Ooh, I'm excited. They set up some stuff in this first episode. God damn, man. I was just like, oh,
We will.
As soon as
Yeah,
I
yeah.
heard
the
the
Oh,
song,
intro
I
at
know
song.
the
that's
I
end,
coming.
was laughing.
as
I
soon
was
as
like
that shit
whistling
came
it.
on,
I
I
was
was
like,
like,
oh man, I was like, I missed this.
all right. So, initial reactions to the episode before
I
spoilers.
I enjoyed it very much. It's funny because of the move. Since I've been moving for
Yeah.
about 37 years, I forgot that Dexter was. So it's like I forgot the internet. I turned on the TV. I have Sling TV, so I was like, all right, let me see what's on Sling TV, and then it's just like on Showtime right now, airing Dexter. I was like, oh my god, it's happening. So I set it to record, and then boom, I was watching it right then and there. Enjoyed it very, very much.
Nice, nice. Disco.
I I thoroughly enjoyed it too. I think it's I was curious where they were gonna go with it, and then at at the end of the episode, I was just like, okay, I really like the direction they're going, and also it's just fun to have Dexter back, or or what do they call him, Jim?
Jim Lindsay, which I think is
Jim Lindsay.
hilarious because the creator of Dexter is called Jeff Lindsay.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I
that's
saw
funny.
that at the end too. I was just like, I wonder if they're playing off that.
Hmm.
But I thought it was really cool. You kind of well, overall, yeah. I mean, without spoils,
Yeah.
it was good. It was good, and it left me wanting more. And it kind of gave me back that nostalgia of like the last Dexter too. It's like that kind of like internal conflict within himself too, like where you see him with the dark passenger, and
Hmm.
just him progressing through the storyline. I always really like that about Dexter, and they
Hmm.
give that. So uh overall, I would check it out.
Hmm. What about you, Wesley?
Um, yeah, I love the first episode. I think it was a great reintroduction into the Dexter verse again. Um, they did a lot of interesting things, which we'll get into in more detail. Um, like Dan was saying with the Dark Passenger and inner monologue and stuff, and they didn't show certain things. And yeah, so they built upon stuff, and like it was a really great like reintroduction to the story. They gave you bits and pieces of like timeline wise, like what's been happening, and my God, it was so fun to watch. Very nostalgic. It brought a lot of really good memories of just like watching Dexter live back in the day,
Hmm.
and yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. Looking forward to the rest of this season, and hopefully, after this first episode, I'm just like, I hope season 10's in the works. Um, but yeah, we'll see what happens. But now let's get into some spoilers. Get into some detail for this episode. We start off with Dexter running in the snow,
Horrible
chasing,
hunter, by the way. That's not how you hunt.
chasing. Yeah, no, that deer would have like picked up him running a long time ago and been gone. But
Yeah.
he's hunting this white buck, and like I guess an albino buck. And then he points the gun, has it in his sights, doesn't shoot, goes back to his cabin. We see Deborah there, talking to him, and he's getting his breakfast ready. He's going through his little routine. He's like follow the routine, going
Yep.
into town. He knows
You
everybody.
notice he did the
Everybody
same
knows.
ham with like the sauce like he used to in the
Yeah,
little
yeah,
intro and
yeah,
everything. I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, he's doing it. He's
I
doing his
was like,
thing.
I was like, that's a good callback. He's going into town. He gets stopped by a cop. You're like, oh shit, it's already going down.
Hmm.
Fucks the cop because they're dating.
It's
Um,
Dexter.
hey,
Leave it to Dexter to have the illness set up and be
yeah.
connected to the police force somehow. I
So
was
gets
dying when that black dude though came out the store when he was in the neighborhood. He was just like, "What's up, Jimbo?" I don't know the way he said that. I was just like, "Dexter, what's happening?
yeah, so
Explain yourself."
he gets into town. He's saying hi to everybody. Everybody's saying hi to him. He seems like to be integrated really well within the town. Um, stuff is happening. He gets it to his job. This asshole comes in. He wants a gun. He's working in a fish and game shop, so they sell weapons. He's like, I want a knife. I want a gun, and all this stuff is happening. And like, and Michael C. Hall, man, he just brings it back. You see that, like,
He's like
that like
angsty
short,
about it.
yeah,
Yeah.
like that short fuse that Dexter had, where he's like, "Oh, you're pissing me off, and I want to kill
Mhm.
you, because I'm a serial killer. That's just I need it." And then you find out it's been 10 years since the events of season 8, since Miami. He hasn't killed in 10 years.
Anything.
Yeah, anything.
Not,
And I think it's really interesting
it's
that Deborah was there, and she was kind of like his conscience of like, look what the fuck you did.
Mhm.
Everybody close to you dies.
Yeah, she's the opposite of like Harry in a sense.
Yeah, yeah. She's the one that's trying to, where Harry was like, embrace your dark
Yeah,
passenger but control it.
yeah,
Where she's like, you need to lock that shit away.
yeah.
Um. So yeah, man, it wasn't crazy. Anybody wants to continue?
I thought it was really cool. Um, how like you said, how he's hunting the deer. He's just running through that forest because
I actually thought that was a dream sequence when it first started.
and then
Mhm.
he got to the deer
Yeah.
and like he was aiming at it and then he didn't shoot. I was like, why didn't he shoot? But then it kind of makes sense at the end when they show him doing it again. And
Mhm.
it's like what he does when he wants to kill. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna kill this thing to get his like little kill fix. And it's really I thought it was really cool because it showed like it shows the struggle of him just trying to maintain like this
Mhm.
Yeah.
new identity and he's just like I need blood, I need to kill, and whatever like forces him to bring himself to that moment where it's just like I feel like the stress in his life or whatever where he's like about to kill that deer and then you see why he's there and it makes sense of that beginning where he's just hauling ass and it's like that's not how you would hunt and it makes sense because he's like
Yeah,
feeling that internal strife, and then that's why he's fucking booking it in the
yeah.
forest. Like,
You don't know how bad I want people to hunt like that, though.
just fucking haul ass and
Just go
in
into the woods. There's just
snow
a
with
bunch
just
of
the
people just
rifle.
running.
Dibs on that deer.
Oh man, but no, I I enjoyed it very much. Like the whole Deborah thing. I like that she's his conscience now because in a sense,
Oh,
like he was every once in a while. I mean,
Yeah.
she
it's
was
like
every
a
once in a while.
it's like
Yeah,
a
when she
new
was alive, yeah.
passenger. I don't know if she's a dark passenger, but she's like a new passenger.
Well, I mean, I always felt like the Dark Passenger was just like his being, like his that innate like id that's just telling him this is what you need, this is what you need to kill. And I always felt like for example, Harry wasn't his dark passenger. Harry was just somebody who tried to like, hey, this is how you do it. I understand you need to do it, fine, do it, but do it this way. And I feel like she's just like, no, just like Islam said, suppress it.
Hmm.
Like don't do it. Like don't give in. Follow the routine. My only thing that is, I mean, I don't really, I'm not upset about it, but
I
you know
wonder
me,
if they're gonna
when there's something I want to
clash.
see, huh?
Like, I wonder if the two like passengers are gonna clash. Like,
Oh,
like a good
absolutely,
angel, bad angel. That'd
it's
be
gonna
cool.
happen. But
You
the
just
thing is,
see them talking around them.
I've read, as always, whenever there's something I'm very excited about, I always read as much info as I can. So I knew Deborah was going to be there. I already know who the villain of the series is. Like, I already know all this stuff. I know who else is going to be making cameos in the show. I'm not going to say anything to spoil it for you guys. But it's just like I'm so excited to see what's coming next. Like they kept on like something else happening. Like you see Dexter's getting fought and stuff like that. And in the show, it turned out to be Harrison, watching with my mom. She's a big fan of Dexter as well. And I was like, okay. At first, I thought it was who the villain is for the show this season, and then I was like, okay, this person seems kind of young. I was like, maybe it's Harrison, but I don't know if they're
Hmm.
gonna bring that in the first episode. And then they did. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
interesting. But I can't wait till they introduce the actor, the
Nice.
actor. So I'm very
I
excited.
No,
I'm
so
wondering if Harrison is gonna be like the quote unquote new blood. I wonder if Harrison kind of has the same,
Mhm.
tendencies as Dexter, or
And
like
that's
well,
one of the
he has.
things.
technically,
That's one of the things I was talking about with my mom because remember Dexter was birthed in blood, and when he saw his mother die, and so did Harrison. when he
Yep.
was a
I was just
baby.
gonna
Rita
say he
died.
has like the same upbringing, so I'm
Exactly.
wondering if they're gonna be like father like son type shit,
Yeah.
and just be like,
And
it's
also
killing adventures.
the other chick supposedly
Hannah.
raised him. Yeah, Hannah. So she was also a serial killer by poison.
Hmm.
Um, so maybe he grew up and he felt these urges, and she kind of taught him a little bit. But we won't find out till later. But one thing I wanted to mention is that so the guy, the asshole guy that comes into town, he's like, I want the gun, and then he's like, you start hearing the stories about him of how he killed these five people on a boating accident, and they were like, it was an accident. Okay, it wasn't an accident. And then Dexter's kind of slowly getting these like bits and pieces of like this person he's getting on his nerves, but
Hmm.
at the same time it's like, does he fit the code?
Hmm.
And he finally, like, oh, he fits the code, kills the guy, and then as soon as he kills the guy, Dexter's inner monologue started. Because for the entire episode, you don't hear Dexter talk to himself. You don't hear his inner monologue.
He's
And
not talking
then
to the dark passenger.
exactly. And as soon as he killed him and he sat down on the bench, boom, the inner monologue starts and he starts talking to himself. And that's what, because he had turned Harrison away and gave him money to go to the bus thing.
Hmm.
And after he killed the guy, his inner monologue started, and he was like,
He
and the
turned
guy,
Harrison away though because the sister, like
yeah, yeah,
passenger,
yeah.
Yeah,
told
Deborah
him
She's
was
that
trying
being
to
so
you
suppress.
mean.
She's like, yeah,
told him you told him like everybody you love that's close to you dies. Angel, the sister,
mm-hmm.
Guerda, whatever.
LaGuerta,
Everybody.
yeah,
Yeah. So he told the passenger was telling him to turn Harrison away. Continue.
yeah. So, and the reason why he went back is because that the guy he killed, he was like, I had a shitty childhood, like nobody cared or whatever, like
Yeah.
you know what I mean, and then he starts thinking, he's like, well, Harrison kind of was born in blood like me. He doesn't have his mother, like I'm all he's got, like maybe I should be the one. So he goes back to the bus stop. He's like, hey, I'm Dexter Morgan, and like come home with me and shit like that. So this episode has just been crazy good. Those little things where it's like he doesn't have his inner monologue throughout the whole episode because he hasn't killed in 10 years, and as soon as he kills, as soon as he gets that relief, boom, the inner monologue comes back. I thought that was a
He like
fantastic piece of,
accepted himself pretty much. He's been
again,
trying
yeah.
to hide Dexter this whole time, and it's finally he's just like, you know what? This is who I am. I can't
Yeah,
escape it.
it's like
And then
once he
that's
killed
another
him.
reason why he like went to go be with his son. He's like, you know what? I am Dexter Morgan. I am your father. And he like, instead of trying to run away from all of it, he's like, you know what? I am. I, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, as soon as he killed the guy and he sat down, he looked like in the mirror thing. He's like, "Hello, Dexter Morgan." You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? So it's just
The
like, yeah.
subtleties of the cinematography and the whole
And then
the
you
script.
also didn't get like a lot of the music that you used to get from the beginning, and then you got it at the end after he killed, and that's when you get
Hmm.
the wee woo, wee. You know what I mean? And it's
That
just like I
creepy
thought that
soundtrack.
was really good too. So
No, yeah, I loved it.
there was a lot of
I loved a lot of this episode. Like it was a really good start, I think. There's a lot of little apples
thought
and
put
things
into bringing
to
back the show,
Hmm.
yeah.
and they did it correctly.
Hmm.
So it was really nice to see that.
It's not like a cash grab where it's just like, oh, let's
Yes.
just bring Dexter back because
Yeah.
people will love it. It's they're actually like you said, put their time into it, and they're giving us a quality
Yeah.
product and something that we actually want to watch, and I love that.
Well, for the longest time, a lot of the people said they didn't want to come back. I believe Michael C. Hall included. There was like, we don't want to come back unless there's a story that's worth telling.
Hmm.
Apparently, they feel so. As a matter of fact, Michael C. Hall is a producer on this.
Nice.
And yeah, I mean, obviously, they feel like there's something worth telling this time around. But one thing I found that I thought was funny. Remember, I recently just rewatched seasons 1 through 8 earlier this year,
Hmm.
and when Deborah is telling Dexter, like when she's in front of, she's in between he and Harrison, and it's just like, listen, turn him away. This, that, look at everybody. Remember me, LaGuerta. I was like, Dexter hated those.
Yeah.
You know, it was like in the end, at the end of season 2, he was willing to give up, and he was like, you know what, Dokes, you're right.
Yes,
I'm gonna turn
Dokes
myself
almost
in.
talked to him into
Yeah, I mean, he did. Like he was just
yeah,
like, yeah, myself in. You know, what am I doing this for? And then Dokes blew up, and
hmm
Dexter's like, oh, nobody knows. So
yeah,
that's
exactly.
all.
Yeah. So no, yeah, that is 100% true. Yeah, Dokes talked him into like turning himself in and like giving up the life,
Yeah, but there
and
was
then
a
ended
lot
up
of those people had big moments on him in his life, like Trinity. Trinity was like a father figure to him for a little bit. You know,
yeah.
there's so much that goes into it. Like I'm curious to see if his brother is going to make another appearance, like Deborah or like Harrison, because at
Mm.
one point, I can't remember his name, Brian Moser, that's the brother. In the Trinity season, Brian Moser comes back and is the voice that he speaks to for like an episode or two. So I'm curious to see
Oh,
if
okay.
he's gonna come back in his head too.
Oh, that
Like,
would be really cool. Yeah.
you know, I would love to see them all come back. And like Danny said, I definitely want to see a Deborah Harry
Yeah.
conflict like within
Good
Dexter's
cop,
head.
bad cop.
I
That's
can't.
actually
I
funny
would
because they're
love to see
cops
that.
too.
yeah, yeah,
Exactly. Like I would do that. And Hannah, where's Hannah, man?
Oh
Oh yeah.
yes.
I wonder if she's gonna track down Harrison and be
Mhm.
like, I was looking for you.
Like there's a
Kill
lot
the
that goes
cop
into it.
with poison. She's like, "You left me, motherfucker."
Yeah. Like I
Ooh.
mean, if you throw in anybody, even if you get somebody from Miami Metro, it's just like, hey, I thought Dexter was dead. You know, Batista shows up or
Because in
Quinn or
season
something.
8, didn't they figure out he was the Bay Harbor Butcher or whatever they called
Yeah,
him?
it's
Or
they always went down. It was always Dokes. Person who figured it out was LaGuerta,
ah,
and then because she was Dokes' partner, and
uh-huh.
then that's when Dexter's like, "Well, I kill you, even though you don't fit the code." And Deborah's like, "No, don't do it." And then Deborah ends up killing LaGuerta,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that screwed her up for the rest of her life. But no, at the very end, it was the brain surgeon, the daughter of that. I mean, the son of that doctor, Dexter's whatever. Like he kills, and then Dexter straight up kills him while he's in held captive by the police or whatever.
Oh,
Dexter
okay.
kills him, and that's when Batista and Quinn see it happen. They're like, "Don't worry, it was an accident. You were defending yourself. We're not going to say. That's all we're going to say." And then
Yeah.
the hurricane and dies.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, man, I think this season is going to be phenomenal. Looking forward to all of it. Definitely going to talk about it on a podcast more often, probably every episode. So,
There's a good
get
chance.
ready for a Dexter segment for the next
This
what
week
was
on
it like
Dexter.
maybe 7 to 9 weeks. So,
Yeah, we'll see.
yeah, yeah. Yup, yup, yup. Anything else, guys?
What do you mean, like final thoughts or?
Yeah,
For
yeah.
Dexter.
No, yeah. Anything else for Dexter before we jump into final thoughts?
For Dexter, unlike you, I hope there is no season 10. I want it to end here.
Yeah. Okay.
I want it to end, and I want it to be the ending I've always said. I want Dexter to die.
I could go a
Um,
few seasons before it ends, but I definitely
yeah.
want it to end.
I don't know about
It's
few seasons. I'm okay with 9 and a tenth.
I could go for
Maybe
like
him showing
two,
Harrison the
two,
ropes.
maybe three tops, depending
Whoa,
how
whoa.
good the storyline
Eh,
is.
3. I don't think they can do 3.
I'm telling you, man.
I
I'll
don't know.
give him a second one
You'll
after
be
this.
surprised.
For me, it's one and done, and I still want to see the ending where either now you could have a sense where maybe Harrison has to put Dexter away, or
Mhm.
Dexter, let's say, dies by I don't know lethal injection, and right before he dies, you see all the victims or families of victims that he's taken over the years, and you know how he used to hold up the pictures.
Mhm.
He sees them right before he gets killed. End the
Mm.
show. I feel like that's a great ending for.
Yeah, but all his victims were like other serial killers. So.
Well, that's why I meant
I
like
feel
people
like
related
they're
to, like you
gonna.
have Trinity's family
Hmm.
is there.
He's
or,
gonna teach
stuff like that.
Harrison the code, and then it's gonna be a spin-off where like they continue with Harrison.
That I hope doesn't happen. I mean, it could be good. I just, you know how I'm negative. About everything. I don't want that to happen. Like I said,
Yeah.
I want one season and just let it.
You're like, I need my closure. Stop trying to fucking cash cow this bitch.